If you're new here, welcome. This is just another part of the Baby Registry series. If you're new here, I will try to see if I can add links around me to other videos in this series. Today we're going to be talking about feeding. My name's Katie. I am a proud mama of an 11-month-old boy. I still cannot believe that he'll almost be one. Insane. But I've talked about this in previous videos, so I won't go in depth, but it is incredibly stressful building a registry. Also fun. But there's just so much research it goes into it. So if this helps any new parents out there, it would warm my heart if you liked and subscribed, and even let me know if it has helped you, or if any of the things that I've mentioned, if you have experience with them, or like, oh my gosh, I love that, or I hate that. I would love to hear from you. But so feeding, we'll start off from the get-go. I was so nervous about what type of bottle to get my little guy. We primarily did breastfeeding, but of course I was pumping, and then if somebody was watching him, or we were trading off night shifts for my husband and I to be able to both get some sleep, we had to be able to give him a bottle. And I just heard so many horror stories about what type of bottle, and they were like, everybody said, get one of everything and they'll tell you what you like. Well, he was not picky at all. We were lucky in that regard. We tried 2 different bottles. We tried the Dr. Brown's colic bottle, and then we also tried the Tummy Tippy, just because everything that I read said that was the most like the human form. So that would be like an easy transition if they did not like something else you were trying. We ended up also getting, through our registry and just like people that buy things that are not on your registry. Crazy. Who would think that would happen? But we also had Philips Advent bottles and Ma'am, and we ended up not opening either of those. He was absolutely fine with the Dr. Brown's colic bottles, or the ones that have the straw in there for any airflow or anything, and love those. We still are using those when we need to supplement. And one thing I did not put on my registry, and I don't even know how this kind of escaped my brain, is different size nipples. Maybe you do know this, or maybe it'll help you, but as they get older, they're able to kind of handle essentially like a bigger straw, quote unquote. That doesn't really, I guess that's not really the best way to describe it. The hole in the nipple gets bigger because they're getting bigger. So I would put on there size 1, 2, and 3. And I think the Dr. Brown's ones all come in like multi-packs and singles. But I will also try to link those below if I can find them. But, and if I didn't mention yet, everything that I am mentioning, minus I have some ones that I would not recommend, I will put below links. If you do use a link and click on it for any reason, I may earn a small commission, but it's at no additional cost to you, and it just kind of helps fund these videos so I can help more people and kind of share just what I learned. Anyway, but yeah, definitely Dr. Brown's bottles, and then of course make sure you have the right nipple that matches that bottle. But all the Dr. Brown's ones work for their bottles. I feel like I'm going on and on. To stay in like the bottle sippy cup realm, we did start using sippy cups with him probably around 6 months, maybe like right before then. But we started with the Dr. Brown's sippy cup. It's called the First Straw Sippy. Love that one. It has a weighted straw in the bottom so that if they do kind of turn it in any way, then it'll find like the lower point. So they're always able to get water or whatever is in their sippy cup. We also tried the Munchkin ones, and oh my gosh, do not recommend those at all. He bit through the straw on one in less than a month and a half. And we did have a second one because there was a pack of 2. We gave him that one. That one didn't even last a month. He was teething at the time, which I mean, he's still teething, but he bit a hole right through the bit a hole right through the straw. And I went to order more on Amazon and I was like, wait a minute, this has happened twice now. Shame on me. What's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So I Googled it, and apparently it is extremely common for the straws on Munchkin sippy cups for kiddos to bite through them. So I just wouldn't even recommend getting those at all. The Dr. Brown's ones, we've had the same ones now for 6 months, and they have no issues, and he chews on those ones just as much as he had chewed on the Munchkin ones. Now, for one thing I do think that helped him use a straw is we have the Haka reusable pouches. So they kind of look like the applesauce pouches that you can buy, but and they have like a little flip top, but these ones are reusable. Now we have the Haka, all their like internal cleaning parts for their bottles, and they fit perfectly inside the reusable pouches. Love that. So we'll make him smoothies in there. We've never put applesauce in it. I'm sure that the straw's big enough. I'm sure that that would fit. Right now he's just on like a really big smoothie kick. But those really, I truly, truly believe that those helped him get better at using a straw. So highly recommend those, and like their bottle cleaning process or bottle cleaning tools, just because then it just makes it easier to clean those as well. And let's see, for snacking, we really like their silicone bowls, but they have like triangles all around them so that like they can get their little hands in it, but if you flipped it over, like a bunch isn't gonna pour out. Of course, like some things will fall out a little bit, but like we only put like broken up muffins or like cooked apples that are cool in there, so those don't fall out. So we haven't noticed, but I do have friends that use those a lot for like cereal and things, and of course those will spill easier. And I like that they're silicone because I can throw them in the washer, like the dishwasher, and clean them, and they are totally good to go. Or just wipe out the insides. Now, almost all of our food things are silicone. We really like the suction bowls and the plates, as well as we have silicone spoons. One thing I will notice is now that he's getting to be older than a year, we're already moving towards like the small kids, like silverware, and I wish that we had more of those rather than all silicone spoons, because now we have like 10 silicone spoons but only one regular fork. So I would recommend putting both the silicone spoons, because those are great for early feeding, but then also putting regular kids silverware on there. And for the most part, what I've seen is that they've come in a kit or like a set with like a bowl, a plate, and a fork and a spoon. But I'll try to see if the brand that we have, if it comes in like just like getting forks and spoons that look like actual silverware. We love the silicone bibs. I don't know why anybody would ever choose to use a cloth bib, especially when they are eating purees or mashes or smoothies. Just the stains that those would get on them, and then you're causing extra work for yourself. Where the silicone bibs, they have like the little bowl piece on the bottom where it catches everything, so you're not picking a billion things up. But you can also just wipe them down, or if you're feeling a little bit lazy, you can throw that in the dishwasher too. Have to say, I've done both. Both work. They don't clean as great in the dishwasher, but you could still do it. We love the placemats. They're silicone. One side is like, it feels like it would be sticky, but it's not, but it seals to the table, and then you can set anything down on it, whether they're at you're at a restaurant, or we used it. We actually took it for a plane ride and ended up not putting it on the tray there just because he was asleep when we were on the plane, but we will be taking it on future trips so that we can stick it on the tray on the plane and peel it up. But it just makes it easier. And if it's somewhere where like the plate would stick to the table, but it's like at their eye level, it just like kind of lowers it just a little bit so that they can see more and they're not like reaching up and over top. And you know it's sanitary because you brought it from home and you can wipe it down there if you need to. What's also nice is that comes with a carrying bag, which I know it's just like a little plastic bag, but it's like the perfect size. So we throw it in there when we're done and it's dirty, and then we can wipe the bag out later and brush the drawer too. For bottle parts, just because with the Dr. Brown bottle, there's so many different pieces, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I did like that it caused there to not be bubbles in his bottle. The dishwasher basket helped so much because then you could break everything down from the top, the nipple, the straw, the little, I don't know, it's like a little round piece that fits in, as well as they have travel caps, which is another reason we like Dr. Brown, because we found out not all of the bottles had like a little travel cap to put inside. So if anything tipped over, it would just spill, regardless if it had a lid clipped on it or not. But it's a basket that has 2 layers. You throw everything in there. You're able to put it in the dishwasher. It keeps it organized so your stuff isn't flying around in your dishwasher, and then you can take it out and set it on a towel to dry later. For high chairs, I did a lot of research on high chairs, and I may not have explained this in a video before. I did have, or I should say I do have, kind of a good grasp on most baby items because I used to be a teacher. I used to actually teach 2nd grade, which obviously has nothing to do with infants. But while I was in college, I worked in an infant room for 4 years where, of course, I was interacting with babes and the different things that, whether their parents brought them in, the center had them, or just like general conversation because that was the environment we were in. So we were talking about it a lot. And now we had a couple different types of high chairs at the center, and I knew that I wanted one that had a tray piece that slid off with the like leg separator. I found out while working in daycares, I did not like the ones that like you put them in and that was like part of it. So I had started looking into it, and then I thought, what if there was some way that it could transition, it could grow with him as he gets older? Like, what are some other choices? Can we find one that could break down? So I found 2 that I really liked. So our high chair is one, it's leather on the inside that can be taken off. It's super easy to wipe down. It's black plastic behind it, so there's not going to be any weird like fading or stains, because definitely working in the center, I saw that if we had any white high chairs, we would scrub and scrub and scrub, and sometimes just some of the food would stain these high chairs for a very long time. Or if they were like getting older, they just looked dingy, and that's not something that I wanted in my house. So ours is black and wood with a leather seat. Leather seat, of course, we can wipe down with cleaning products. We can take it off and scrub the inside and the back of it. But also, which I thought this was the coolest thing, it converts into an art table and a chair. So the high chair clips in, so it looks like there's this little ledge on the bottom and then the high chair, but if you press buttons under all of the feet of the seat, it separates and it is a chair and a table. So yes, he's using it now. The straps fit differently from when he first started eating to where we are now at 11 months. But then when he starts actually like moving around and wanting to draw or do crafts, it'll turn into a craft table, and it's leather and black and wood, so it does not look like any cheesy kids items, which I just, for my own mental sanity, my home still needs to look like my home, but it needs to be adapted for my son. I just didn't want anything that was like primary colors, I guess would be the easiest way to explain it. So I, chef's kiss, am in love with our high chair. Also, the top, the tray part, so it slides on and off with the leg separator, has an extra piece that can clip off. So literally, of course, he has a silicone bowl or his plate. If it hangs off like food, or he drops stuff, of course, around it, we can unclip that top part, dump it out in the trash can, wipe it off, clean it, and clip it back on, and the under part does not get dirty at all. So saves me time and is aesthetically pleasing. It's the vibe. Love it. That can go funny. But so then the second one I looked at is a travel high chair. So it is adorable. My friends had some and I had to look them up. We call it his tiny camp chair. It folds up and fits in a bag like a camp chair that you throw over your shoulder, but it has a tray that you can attach to it. It's so cute. Sometimes we take it for like outdoor concerts in the summer when he was like just starting to sit up, and we would clip it in. So if we were in our chair, he was in his chair, and he loved it. Of course, it's low to the ground. And then when you go to like a restaurant, or you're going to your in-laws or your parents, and maybe they don't have a high chair, or you don't want to lug your big high chair, take this. It has like little grips that it fits right on a chair. It has straps that it straps to the arms or the back of a chair, and then they're able to sit at the table with everybody else. I absolutely do not recommend putting their high chair on the table. That is not safe. It needs to be anchored to something, but if it's on the floor or something like that, that would be fine. But so easy. And we leave it in our car, and just whenever we need it, then it's there with us, and it's small. And pretty lightweight to carry around, honestly. And the only other thing, which I think is kind of funny that it includes it in this section on Amazon, is burp cloths. We got the muslin ones. Now, we really like them. I definitely recommend getting more than you had anticipated. We had only put a pack of 6 on our registry to begin with, and after he was born, we actually ended up ordering 12 more, just because it felt like they were always dirty. We were always like rushing to like throw them in with his stuff or towels or kitchen stuff, and like it just felt like we were always running out. So we did order extra. So I did want to mention that. But those are, I have one more. The stackable formula dispenser. We did not use formula. We had no anticipation of using formula. But the reason I wanted these is because when we would send him with somebody else for the day when we were working, we were able to separate, because it's 3 containers, and we could separate his lunch or a snack and lunch and all of them. And then it was just so easy, because they all twist together, to put them all in one thing and throw in his lunchbox instead of having like a bunch of different containers stacked in there. So really like that. Plus, if you were formula feeding, then you'd be able to use it for formula when you're traveling or sending your babe with other people to watch, as well as use it for snacks as they grow older. But those are all of the items that we either liked or didn't like, or had to order more, etc. For our little one. And I thank you so much for making it this far in the video. And I really hope that this helps any new parents out there just relieve a little bit of stress. Preparing for a baby is enough as it is, that adding all of the extra research on can be a lot. But anyways, Mama, Dada, you got this. Build that registry, and no matter what, know that whatever items you choose, it's going to be okay, because they have you. But I want to just thank you for coming for the chaos, or coming for the friendship, but staying for the organized chaos. And I hope I see you in the next one, and check out the other registry videos, maybe around here. Bye.